I watched Joker.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I think everyone in the theater alongside me also enjoyed it, but was also simultaneously fucking head on a swivel for the entire movie because of the obvious. And
I have never seen a public outcry from news media
yeah,
so desperate
yeah,
for something bad to happen.
it's almost like they wanted it
It's
to happen.
almost like it's an easy way to make money by reporting on
It's
tragedy.
almost like you can will it into existence if you push it hard enough in your articles. Yeah.
It's really depressing.
It's almost like we live in a society.
Oh yeah. It's funny because I read the initial article that painted the movie as like incel fantasy or whatever. And then I read a different review by somebody who was just like, "Oh, here's what's actually going on." And it's like there's none of that in that movie.
Yeah, it's about a dude. It's about mental illness.
It's also the thing that happens is closer to like communism than
there's a bunch.
like it's like the opposite themes that were being painted.
It does not go anywhere near.
It's like it's
any of that.
So all I can see is like, oh, a bunch of people manufactured a bunch of outrage in the hopes that a bunch of people will get horribly murdered so they could report on it. It's despicable. Despicable.
Well, anyway, everyone in the theater was watching the movie and each other.
Yeah.
And it was a good movie.
Yeah.
And
apparently Joaquin's performance is incredible.
Joaquin Phoenix did a really good job. It's almost like
Joaquin Phoenix. Am I? Whoa.
It's almost like that really awkward interview he did with Letterman all those years ago.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like he just captured the spirit of that and distilled it.
Yeah.
Distilled it and boiled it in the beaker and then poured it out and did it again. And you got this fucking super weirdo.
What do you say to the people who are like, this doesn't need to have anything to do with Batman or the Joker? This could have been a fine movie by itself. DC stands the best shot at, I mean, they shouldn't be fighting or comparing themselves to MCU, but as comic book movies go, they're in that world, so too bad. The best shot they have seems to be what they're going to be doing, which is every movie self-contained. Who cares? But they aren't. They're still related.
Right, but too bad.
It's so fucking confusing.
But the reason why it has to be this way is because the quality of each movie
will vary
is
wildly.
too varying. It's too uncontrollable. There is no overall quality control, and therefore the stinkers being associated with the good ones is not worth it. So everything is isolated. The end. Right?
Yeah, I saw people talking about how this thing about why the Joker of every era reflects the fears of the age, almost like how the zombies of every era represent their cause. So it's like zombies went from unknowable space to magic to space to bioterrorism, right? Joker goes from fucking random wanton violence in Cesar Romero, right, to fucking yuppie businessman Joker with Jack Nicholson. He's all about getting the big corner office and all that shit that he was ranting about. And then you have Ledger being a fucking just random terrorist, essentially. And then you have Jared Leto, who's just dumb. And then you have this guy who is about mental illness.
Where does Mark Hamill fit into this?
Everywhere. All of it. He's the best.
Because they're all about anarchy.
Yeah.
In the end. And I think that's a string that you have to ignore for that theory to make sense. I can see the idea of it.
Is Jared Leto about anarchy? I feel bad for Jared.
The script that we didn't see.
Fuck off, Jared. That's the worst.
That's
the worst.
The filmed bits that we didn't actually
the parts that were deemed so bad that they couldn't be put into Suicide Squad. Those are the bits that are really
/
incredible.
the parts that he was sold on that they got him to film the movie to begin with were the parts they cut.
On the one hand, I feel bad for him because he's going to go down in history as the the terrible almost every portrayal of the Joker has been good to some degree.
You can't.
A lot of them have been fantastic.
You almost can't fuck it up.
Except he did it. It's horrible. It's legitimately terrible. But on the other hand, I don't feel bad because it is a horrible portrayal and it's legitimately terrible. And also, he thought that the Joker was about sending people dead rats in the mail.
Yeah, no, I was listening to a show where they were talking about how they're like, is it just that the Joker's such an easy role that you can't fuck it up? And then it's like, nope, exception to the rule. God damn it.
Totally fuck it up.
You know
what the worst part about those pranks were? Like sending used condoms and sending dead rats and stuff like that? They're not funny. They're not even jokes. They're like... But that means you just don't get it. If he had been sending like packages that would explode into confetti, or like pieing people, or like harassing his coworkers in ways that are like laughable, stupid fucking jokes that actually got super annoying and got them mad, that would totally be the Joker.
No, but the Joker answer to that of what you're saying is you just don't get it.
Shut up. The Joker would literally never say you just don't get it.
Of course he does. Yeah. And what we really need is our Terry McGinnis.
Yeah, we actually just need Terry McGinnis
to fucking step in and do what's right. But anyway,
Batman doesn't get it because Batman got no sense of humor.
We have to go beyond
to a Batman with the actual sense of humor.
To one who doesn't give a fuck.
I like Bruce Wayne being old mentor Bruce Wayne more than I like him being Batman.
100%.
He's so tired.
So ready for Batman Beyond, and we're not going to get it.
It's got to be Michael Keaton too.
Yep, he's there. He's ready. Did
He's
the
old.
Birdman. Ready to do it.
Kane.
And you already cast Pattinson.
Yeah.
Don't make him Bruce.
Make him Terry. Come
God,
on, guys. It would be
right,
so good. It would be so good.
Right there.
Michael Keaton's there.
It's right there.
And
please do it. Please. You just have to make him. Make him Terry. He's young. He's got the dumb hair.
He's got the look.
You got the old guy. Fuck me. It's so ready.
He's one of those 30-year-old men that can play a teenager his whole life.
Like, if you want to talk about not understanding what the time... This is my voice trying to tell people to get Miles Morales in front of everybody before fucking Spider-Verse came out. Eventually. Right? If anyone out there involved with any of this shit has an ounce of awareness, they would make this new thing we're hearing casting for just be Terry. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. Back on topic, very important part of what's also unexpected and interesting about Joker is that it is a massive, overt, undeniable send-up to De Niro's old movies, specifically King of Comedy and Taxi Driver.
Yeah. Taxi Driver, you can see from the outset.
So you're getting those feelings of as Arthur is just the weirdo.
Yeah.
But King of Comedy is a huge part of where it goes and what it does.
I'm not familiar. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so I've noticed that a lot of people are comparing it to Taxi Driver more because I think more people are just familiar with Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
I'm more familiar with King of Comedy. So I was absolutely calling those out as I saw it. And the fact that De Niro's in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because in King of Comedy, De Niro is Rupert Pumpkin, who is this loser living in his mom's basement, and he's obsessed with the Tonight Show, basically.
Okay.
And he wants Jerry to have him on, right? And he goes through the motions and whatnot. And you get to see that whole thing. And in this case, his dream is to basically be on the show, right? So when we get in the Joker, it's really cool that De Niro is cast as the host of the Tonight Show.
The Tonight Show, yeah.
So it's almost like his character became that in a way.
Okay.
It's almost like the full-on spiritual successor, and it plays out so whatever, like the homage is overt. Like even the curtains behind him are almost like the same curtains, you know. Like so, yeah. Like it's no wonder De Niro's in this because it's like, dude, this movie is an homage to your old work, 100%. You know. And yeah, beyond that, like it does like there's times when it's predictable. There's times when it's like, yeah, okay, I pretty much saw that coming. There's times when like there's I guess it's like there's things that are metaphors in it that are like not that, it's not that deep. It's just pretty surface. It's like you get it. You know what I mean? For example, like one of the first things I heard on the radio is that there's a garbage strike in the movie.
Yeah.
And the garbage is not being taken out, so it's piling up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and that as the movie,
yeah, that's a nice little.
As the movie goes on, the garbage is piling up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just there, right? It's not, you don't have to read too far into that. But the execution of the predictable is good.
Yeah.
And the performance really does a lot of the carrying, you know. And it's yeah, go check it out, man.
So would you say this is a dramatic improvement from the guy who directed the Hangover movies?
I would say so. I would say so.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. This is, you know, I forgot what else he directed. So there was another thing on that list I saw. But yeah, it's super worth it. Go catch that one. Because before you know it, they're going to go back to being shit again.
Does Joker look at the screen and say, "Rise up, gamers"?
He not only does not do that,
Okay.
he expressly says the opposite. He tells the gamers to sit down.
Oh, damn. So really none of the wringing of hands about this movie was on point at all.
He's telling all gamers to sit down.
Sit down, gamers.
Yeah. Catch it. Because again, it might go bad after this.
Oh, it assuredly will.
And there's other things about it too, where last thing I'll say is just that like it has these bits where you're like, would the public actually be like this or act this way?
No, absolutely not. I can tell you right away. But the Gotham City
but
public.
Gotham City though, and that's you go and you have that double take. You go, wait, what?
You have to remember that Gotham City is the shittiest city in America,
Garbage.
150 years running.
Garbage, right? And it needs cleaning up.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where you have that moment
If any city is going to get fed up and do a bunch of stupid shit, it's
Yeah.
going to be Gothamites.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, or Philly.
Yeah, alternatively Philly.
Boston's kind of down there, too.
Okay.
But
I was always under the impression that Gotham City was supposed to be a pantomime of Chicago, whereas Metropolis is supposed to be New York.
But Gotham was a word describing New York at a point, or something.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
those
New York
lines.
used to be pretty crimey in the 80s, apparently.
I mean, even before that,
Yeah.
right? You know, the Giuliani cleanup is a big known point
Yeah.
on the timeline, but
Just sweep it under the rug.
yeah, Gotham absolutely was just like not your average city, not your average public.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's
It's like prior to Batman, it wasn't exactly drowning in supervillainy, but just below supervillainy was quite common.
the grime was more than a film. It was the entire coating.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a sheen.
Did you paint the city with grime? Yes, I did.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to say much else because it's a pretty simple movie.
Yeah.
So
Man goes crazy.
the more I say,
Do bad.
you know. But like, yeah, it has definitely, again, like its commentary is not veiled. It's very straightforward and simple. So good stuff.